Hola Dexter. El día de hoy te haré unas preguntas, ¿sí?
There seems to be no shortage of disturbing things you can find on the internet, because for some reason people will always have a fascination in the macabre and unsettling, and for us this can only bring us further down the rabbit hole of the dark horrors that can be found if we search in the corners of the internet. And so when my brother sent me this YouTube channel called EXP Goat, it really did feel like uncovering a hidden archive of disturbing videos that I was really excited to dive into. Because the more obscure a channel is, the more the videos tend to fascinate me, because you truly never know what you're going to find. But real quick, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is MyHeritage. So for me, I have a pretty big family, especially considering a lot of my family members are from outside of the US, which is why I thought it'd be so interesting to research my own family history. MyHeritage is the leading global service for family history research and DNA testing. Trusted by 90 million users, MyHeritage not only makes building your family tree a simple and enjoyable activity, it also gives you access to powerful tools that can help you research your family history and grow your tree. It's honestly really fun and easy to build your family tree, to discover your origins, and you might also uncover some new relatives. Even if you don't know much about your family origins, MyHeritage can find new family members and records of your ancestors for you with little effort, since you can search through 20 billion historical documents on MyHeritage to find records of your family members. There's also this feature called Instant Discovery, which is a tool that can add up to 50 people or photos to a family tree with a single click. For example, when I used this feature, I discovered that I had this very distant relative who lived in Toluca, Mexico back in the 1870s, so that was really cool. Also, something really cool is that MyHeritage has advanced AI technology for repairing, enhancing, colorizing, and animating historical photos. So be sure to check out MyHeritage and begin building your family tree today. You can sign up for a 14-day free trial using the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Now this channel is called EXP Goat and has been uploading onto YouTube for about 4 months, with their first video being titled in Spanish called La Mascara 2024, a psychological horror short film. The short starts with a person standing before a mirror with candles decorating the counter. The person in the film stares at themselves in the mirror, their body movements indicating that they are tired of the mask and anxious to rip it from their face. That is, until they eventually break the mirror with their skull. The next thing we see is an illustrated depiction of the mask frowning at the viewer, asking, "Who am I?" What follows is a video of someone wearing the mask, dancing while this distorted audio plays in the background. The words "Quién soy yo" appearing on screen once again, translating to "Who am I?" The video ends with a shot of the sink covered in blood, insinuating that after the person bashed their head against the mirror, they eventually succumbed to their injuries, leaving behind a puddle of blood in the sink. And we can assume that this footage that's played is the last thing they saw before they were no longer alive. Now, this is only the first upload onto the channel, and there are actually a ton of other videos on here, but more specifically I do want to focus on a series that's on the channel, which revolves around this incredibly creepy dog named Dexter, which tells the story of an experiment gone horribly wrong and the consequences that came after. So the first video in the series is simply titled Experiment 0002 Dexter. And I'm not even gonna lie, something about dogs in horror always makes me super creeped out. Like a while back we covered that one analog horror that was about the dog, one that was haunting its ex-owner. I think that's how it went. So the video begins and it says that the video is provided by the Center of Investigation of Alternative Science. Also, all of these videos are in Spanish, so I will be translating as well. It then says that, quote, portals inside mirrors. This project aims to travel to alternative realities and even to travel to the past and the future. This would bring significant advances for science. Experiment number 0002, subject Dexter. Characteristics: anthropomorphic body. Characteristics of a dog: tall, thin, white skin. Motive: prevents passage through the portal, analyze their behaviors, and learn more about them. The video then presents us the portal in question, which is then followed by this message.
Evidencia 02. Experimento 0002. Portales entre espejos. Hay una criatura que ha estado observándonos y se encuentra dentro de al parecer nos hostil. El día de hoy lo estudiaré un poco más a fondo. El equipo y yo decidimos llamarlo Dexter. Sí es un poco incómodo de ver, pero siento que te acostumbras, creo. Y pues hoy trataré de reunir todos los datos que pueda. Y pues bueno, empecemos. Esa es la prueba 02 del experimento llamado Portales entre espejos. Ese tiene la finalidad de poder viajar a realidades alternas. Comencemos.
And within the footage, the mirror is activated and the figure appears. And it's then when the person begins to communicate with Dexter. And their conversation goes as follows. Okay, don't worry, I'll try to be quick about this. Feel the need to eat? Yes, I'm hungry right now. Do you want a plate of kibble? Sorry, the joke was stupid. Do you know what a joke is? No. Well, it's just a game between friends. I'm your friend? Sure, you are my friend. Dexter, do you have emotions? Yes, I have become hungry. Oh no, emotions like joy and sadness. Do you feel pain? Yes, that feeling is different. I'd like to feel it again. The video ends with Dexter seemingly ripping his own jaw open to demonstrate the pain that he longed to experience once again. Also from Dexter's answers, he doesn't seem to have been alive for long. He also doesn't have any emotions, and the only things that he can articulate is the feeling of hunger and wanting to feel pain once again, which in itself is extremely strange. So for what my assumption of what this entity is, it is perhaps the soul of maybe even a mistreated dog. One who has gained consciousness once again, now trapped behind this mirror for some strange reason. And now he's trying to communicate with those in the outside world. In the second video in this series, it's called That Thing Isn't a Dog, and picks up where the last video left off, with the scientists continuing their investigations of this mirror, trying to figure out what this entity is, and how they can use the mirror to travel to different realities. The video begins with a siren blaring throughout the facility, followed by this message that states, "We are here to inform you that Project Portals Through Mirrors has been cancelled of all operations. This experiment shall be removed and archived. Any questions regarding this issue will be evaded. Not one person involved has the right to give out the information. The portal through the mirror has been closed, leaving the creature of 0002 left inside. 0002 has never escaped and has never been hostile. This was simply a rumor to justify the cancellation of the project. The laboratory CICA that was assigned for the operations has been temporarily closed for faults in the system. We ask total discretion." The tape then switches and we can see the laboratory that was being used to conduct the experiment of the portal through the mirror in complete chaos. The lab is in complete ruins, blood splattered across the floor and all over the equipment. Because in the next shot we can see the experiment hiding in the shadows. Shortly after, there is a POV of one of the scientists, the same person from the last video, who, as mentioned in the description of this video, is named Valentin Gonzalez. He seems to be trying to escape the facility after being informed that the project has been shut down. His recording goes as follows.
Creo que se está acercando. Puedo oír sus pasos. He estado aquí como 2 horas mirando esta pared. Diablos, ¿en qué me metí? Creo que lo mejor será moverme y encontrar un lugar seguro. No sé si esa cosa puede olerme desde la distancia. Espero no encontrármelo.
The recording continues with Valentin eventually making it to the archival room where he believes he'll be safe from this creature. That is, until Dexter tracks him down. Valentin also mentions that the creature probably ate everyone else in the staff already, but before he can make it to the exit, Dexter begins to chase him down, presumably going to do the same thing to him.
Se me hace increíble no ver a otra persona aquí. Acabo con todo. ¿Qué?
Quote, Project Portals Through the Mirror is a success. It was possible to get a human being inside of the mirror dimension. There are still flaws. The subject could not identify when they entered the dimension. The creature 0002 seems to not be hostile. The dimension of the mirror is undiscovered. About 95% of it is. It could be a replica of our own space. We will continue to follow up and analyze every aspect mentioned every time the advancements of science are even greater. So to quickly debrief what just happened in this video, it seems that the project of the Portals Through Mirrors had the intent to create this portal to further the advancement of science. However, when the portal was a success, an entity known as Experiment 0002 appeared, which prevented anyone from entering the portal, and the creature would eventually escape and wreak havoc on everyone that was investigating it, including a man named Valentin Gonzalez, who was one of the main scientists working on this project. The project would eventually be shut down by the CICA, which was also the company conducting this entire thing, but when they alerted the rest of the employees, they didn't give any specifics as to why it was cancelled. They did, however, say that the portal was closed, and so Experiment 0002 was also trapped inside. This, however, was far from the case, as the entire staff working on the project were consumed by the creature. And by the end of the video, we discover that the project is in fact still underway, but is now being operated as an off-the-books project that is being hidden from not only the public, but the rest of the employees, because these experiments are far from over. In the third episode, it's called Everything is for Science. And as I mentioned in the last video, these experiments are far from over, and in this one we see those experiments continue. The video begins with a message stating, "The information you're about to be told is classified. We ask your total discretion. The creature has not been captured for further analysis, so the information could vary in the future. And what we are shown is further investigation into the portal through the mirror. There is an unidentified creature standing 5 stories high. The series also seems to be, at least in this video, taking heavy inspiration from the back rooms to create the world inside the mirror. It then shows us the footage from the first episode when Valentin was still alive. Dexter stands over a bowl of kibble and is covered in blood, which is a callback to that first episode where Valentin asks jokingly to Dexter if he's hungry for a bowl of kibble. Do you want a plate of kibble? Sorry, the joke was stupid. And just by the look on Dexter's face, perhaps this is what made him crack, being ridiculed by this scientist simply for his appearance. This is probably reaching, but I thought I'd mention it because it's pretty interesting to think about, that the joke is what made him go on this massive killing spree. A message then appears saying, his prey tried to flee, but his jaw was faster. He can sniff out a wounded body. He knows exactly where to cut. Every death is necessary. Every death is in the name of science. This video is a lot more abstract compared to the other videos in the series, as we're left kind of to put the pieces together as to what's really happening. And so far in this video, everything has been pretty vague, as I'm not entirely sure what Dexter is, because as far as we know, he came into existence after the mirror portal was created. But now he seems to be taking apart bodies in the name of research. But for what kind of research is completely unknown. 1982. Poor Valentin, he didn't deserve this. Senior Dosna said, it doesn't matter what we see. Everything is for science. There isn't much I could do. They sent my friend to this portal with the evil dog. We haven't gotten a single signal from Valentin since. Every night I feel guilty. I know I could have done something. And what follows is more uncovered footage of Valentin the night he disappeared. The team of the portal through the mirror has the goal to find the subject from the experiment. Yesterday we uncovered a Morse code signal. This could be significant in finding out if you can survive inside the portal. The Morse code message is then displayed on screen, translating to, the team of SEA has entered the portal. They found the subject incredibly fast. He was pretty much right at the entrance. The man had no face. It had been ripped off by the dog. Another message stating that there's another anomaly inside of the portal, to which footage of this anomaly is shown, and it appears to have been captured by one of the scientists. The last scene in the video shows Dexter emerging once again from the portal, ready to take more human beings into his world. Because like the scientist, Dexter also seems to be doing his own research on humans. Alright, so for these last few videos on the channel, they're pretty short when compared to the rest of them. And this one that we're going to be looking at right now is called Dog Eating Cereal with a Spoon. I don't think it's part of the lore, rather it's just this really unsettling video from the entity of the series. Also, I don't know why, but that title is like really funny to me. Within the video, it's as advertised, and the dog Dexter is simply sitting there eating a bowl of cereal with a spoon. There isn't much to this video other than that, but if you came across this video super late at night, it would definitely be enough to creep you out at least, even without the context of this series. The following two videos are also just teasers for the fourth installment of the series, which still has yet to drop, as the series is pretty recent and I think these videos went out like a week or two ago. In the first teaser, we are shown a door hidden in darkness with a label being Experiment 0001. So this would be the experiment before Dexter was discovered, as he is Experiment 0002. In this final video on the channel, we do get a bit more of lore, as this one features Dexter claiming one of his victims. The dog is seen standing over what appears to be a recently killed deer, giving the following message: "Poor innocent creature, a victim of our discoveries, for this is the correct path, the path of science." "0002 escaped the labs of the CICA. The alarms have gone silent. The people can't know the danger that exists right now. For the moment, we don't have any indicators of the location of 0002. And with that, the series comes to a close, at least for now, with a killer entity labeled 0002, who has been conducting its own experiments on humans, dissecting them and eating them. The creature now finds themselves in the human world and has begun experimenting on other creatures as well. And yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. Be sure to comment BOFA if you made it this far. Also check out the creator of this series as well, as they're pretty underrated, so be sure to do that. And yeah, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my beautiful channel members, as well as my ultimate tiers, Kareem Ariano and Alejandro from the Tower. If you want early access to videos as well as to support me, it's only $1.99. Also be sure to check out MyHeritage by using the link in the description, or scan the QR code on screen to start building your family tree today. Yeah, that's pretty much it. See you later. Bye. Love ya.